Hello guys, so as some of you may know, it's nearly new release time, and we just received our choreography today. So the new choreography landed in my Les Mills instructor portal, and I can download it and start to learn the new choreography. So as you guys all know, like, we get sent the choreography and then we have to learn it, and it's obviously not just implanted into our brain. Like, there's a process, and everyone's process is a little different. The way everyone learns is slightly different to another instructor, and how they go about it's very different. So I'm going to give you a little bit of an insight this quarter to how I learn my choreography, and what goes on behind the scenes. So obviously you all see me in class, you see me up front and teaching away, but you don't really see what happens for me to get to that place and how I go about that. So I'm going to make some short little videos and keep posting them for you guys, and then you can see my little journey of learning choreography. Hope you enjoy. So first things first, I've got to download the new release. So I'm on my portal page and I go to my releases. And for me this time, I'm going to start off with learning attack and pump. So they're going to be the only two that I download. So I'm going to download the standard quality of the masterclass, because that's what works on my iPad and that's how I'm going to learn it. So that's downloading. I'm also going to download on the same page on my portal, hey, if it loads, and I download my music and my notes, which I'm also going to connect onto my iPad, so I get the notes that you don't need to print out, that you can go onto your iPad. And they are here. Super. So next, while they're loading, I'm going to download the lyrics to the songs from all of Body Pump. So I've got the playlist and I'm about to download the lyrics now. So I'm going to put you down so I can do that. So after a few technical issues to do with storage and not allowing me to download the masterclass, I've now downloaded them. So I'm going to pop them into my hard drive so I can back them up and that will load. I've also had a few problems with the printer, so I couldn't get my laptop to connect. So I've had to resort to using my mum's printer, and I'm now printing off all of the lyrics to all the Body Pump songs. Kettle on. So, cup of tea's made, and it's a nice evening, so I'm going to sit outside and I'm going to watch Body Pump 102 Masterclass for the very first time. Hey, a little bit exciting. I'm looking forward to this one. We're going to stop you there. We're going to restrict your viewing of what's to come, hey? We don't want to spoil the surprise for you. So I've just finished watching the Body Pump Masterclass for the first time, and hey, wow, it's amazing. It's really good, super good. There's some good tunes, some new innovations, lots of new moves, lots of new interpretations of old moves, which I love. And as I was watching it, there's something which I do every time I watch a new release, and that is I have a little Body Pump book. It's like my little Body Pump journal. And then what happens is, for every move, every time the presenter on the DVD coaches something in a different way, or comes out with a one-liner, or has a good cue, a cue which I think, oh, that's really cool. I take that cue, I write it down into my little book. There's a page for each move, and I try and add a little Stephen twist so it's not exactly the same. Then I revert back to the book later on when I start my scripting, and I pick out different cues for every release. So I've spent the last 2 days listening to all of the tracks of Body Pump, all of the new music. Listen to it like all the time, trying to set it into my head, set the rhythm. And now I am listening to all of the songs from every single track, and I'm making a music map. So what I do, I play the song, but you can hear now, that was one of the Pump songs, that was Biceps. And I write down all of the things that that song makes me feel. So I sit here, I close my eyes, and then what pictures come into my mind or what I feel about the song, I write down onto a sheet of paper. So I have that here. This is on the back of my lyric sheet. So this is all the things that the song makes me feel. I revert back to this and how it makes me feel when I come to write my script for this track. So I try and use words and tone that relate to the feel of the track. And then when I'm teaching the class, I will try and use the tone that matches the feel of the song. What happens next is I look at the lyrics to the song. So you can see here some of the lyrics all the way up. I'm going to use that in my class. Plates all the way up. And then I'm going to sing all the way up. Simple, hey? Super one. This is my favourite one though. This lyrics. Just left the house to a bigger house. Cool. So, my biceps, they're like a big house, but they're going to be like a bigger house. So, the next step of my learning journey brings me to quarterly. So that's where we instructors learn all of the new education for the new releases from the UK training team at Swindon Oasis Centre. What do I do next? So, everywhere I go and drive around, I listen to the masterclass in my car.
Here we go.
So I'm driving, and I can listen to the body pump, and it tells me exactly what I'm doing. And in my brain, I'm going over the choreography. Amazing, hey? Once I think I know the choreography, I continue to listen to the music in the car. And I do the routine as I drive along. In my brain, obviously. Next, after I finish listening to the choreography in the car, and it's mostly in my brain, I come to the studio and I basically practice the choreography along to the music.
What you want, I got what you need.
So the final thing for me in my learning the new release journey, I've learned all the choreography, so I now need to script my track. So I'm going to script what I'm going to say for each track of Body Pump, and I'll give you a little insight to how I script the bicep track. This is how it works for me. Firstly, I look at the track focus on the notes, and then I take that track focus into consideration when I'm writing my script. So how am I going to get the class to feel that track focus through the track? I look at my book, my little book that has all my notes in. So my layer 1 cues, my layer 2 cues, my cues that I think an instructor says that are really good, the ones I told you about before. Back to my music. So the cues that I've taken from the music, or the drawing from the song that I'm going to use in my class. And then here's my little map. So I've mapped out all of round 1 on this sheet. And I've mapped every single move, and then I write what I'm going to say for every move. So for example, I might write slow, curl, and then count. The second time it happens, I might be silent and let the people feel the music so they get to know the count. And I'll script this for every single move of that track. For every round, I'll have an outcome. So my outcome for this round, for round 1, is to move the plate with a curl. So get the participants to move their plate in a curl, twisting their plate as they go up and rotating back as they come down. So that's Body Pump 102, all in and in the bag and ready to go. Hope you guys really enjoy the release. I really love it, it's really good. And yeah, the music's amazing, and lots of new innovations for you. So new challenges and new things to learn. Hurry up, join the class, and I'll see you there.